Wednesday, September 14th.
You're listening to Weather with Enthusiasm.
It's very difficult to believe the numbers that are being shown on some of these computer models, both in the geographical height pressure chart weather map, along with the surface high temperatures forecasted according to the GFS model for early next week for the upper Midwest. These temperatures are so high for a city, one of the cities in the upper Midwest. I'm not even going to mention the city or the temperature. It's just literally not believable. Also, the National Weather Service doesn't seem to be taking this particular temperature in this particular city so seriously, so we're not going to mention it at this time. However, we will say that the GFS computer model is setting up the portions of the upper Midwest to be receiving triple-digit heat for one day next week, early to midweek. The European computer model shows temperatures significantly cooler, but even the European computer model does indicate that 100-degree heat is likely to occur in some of the areas in the plains Sunday afternoon. A couple isolated spots near 100. Widespread 90 is forecasted. This is very intense stuff, and we're left with the question of how and why. And how is probably really more basic than one might think initially. The dew points are just low. Dew points only in the 50s. So with that, you can get away with afternoon highs. Even in September, high temperatures can soar into the 90s without an issue at all. But even so, if the GFS computer model does materialize, we're going to have some real exceptional heat developing. We have some real exceptional heat that will be taking place here in the Midwest for next week. This is also an extended spell of heat for areas, especially when you head to the Mississippi River eastward, not all the way to the East Coast. A state like Indiana, for example, a city like Chicago, Illinois, and especially St. Louis, Missouri, looking for 5 or more days with high temperatures in the mid-80s or higher. Many of those days will see highs near 90 degrees for areas such as South Bend, Indiana, away from Lake Michigan. 90 degrees is certainly not out of the question. And I think what's remarkable over here is that this is a high pressure ridge. The National Weather Service tells us that this is a mid-level high pressure ridge, which is developing. It's over the southeast portions of the United States. There's 2 phases of the warmth. Phase number 1 starts as early as Thursday, really, and we see Thursday through Sunday. That's phase number 1 for the Mississippi River Valley. Except for the upper Midwest. They have their own precipitation maker. The upper Mississippi River Valley, they have their own precipitation maker, which may or may not happen. Chances for precipitation are highest in Minneapolis Thursday night into Friday and Saturday night into Sunday. That's going to put a damper on the temperatures over there. When you go south of that, however, you have phase number 1 of the warmth is just classic warmth, well above normal temperatures due to south winds. September, temperatures in the 80s, possibly 90 degrees in the St. Louis area. This is Thursday through Sunday. Towards the end of that period, Saturday and Sunday, temperatures may very well hit 90 degrees in the St. Louis area. Now we go on to phase number 2. Phase number 2 is Monday through Wednesday. And this is where the European computer model and the GFS model have a very significant difference in forecast. However, both of them are forecasting well above normal temperatures, with the European computer model showing a continuation of high temperatures just about 90 degrees, maybe a little bit higher, for areas like St. Louis, South Bend. In Chicago, the dew points are going to be a little bit higher, especially southern Wisconsin, due to recent flooding. That's actually going to bring those temperatures down, and temperatures may struggle to hit 90 in Chicago, according to the European computer model, which does seem more reasonable at this time. The GFS model shows real exceptional heat, especially in the upper Midwest and in the plains. But all of that exceptional heat, according to the GFS model, will be moving into the Mississippi Valley. But because this is already beyond the 5-day forecast cycle and it's the GFS model, it would be too risky to go ahead and even mention these things in a forecast. So this is not part of a forecast. No one's forecasting this, but the GFS model does indicate this. So it's indicating real exceptional stuff, very exceptional heat we're talking just for Minneapolis on Tuesday. But, the National Weather Service informs us that a cold front's going to sweep through the area before Tuesday for Minneapolis. So we have the National Weather Service that speaks with confidence for the forecast for Minneapolis. Minneapolis will see the warmest day Monday, according to the National Weather Service. According to the GFS model, the version that's being shown on windy.com, there is no day that holds a candlestick to heat than Tuesday. No day holds anything to Tuesday. Tuesday, the heat is just so intense for Minneapolis. We just have to dismiss it because it's just so unbelievable. We're going to go with the National Weather Service. They're forecasting the warmest day again to be Monday. Reasonable forecasts with highs mid and upper 80s. This exceptional heat has been pointed out by the Northern Indiana National Weather Service. It is shown on the windy.com GFS computer model. And temperatures are exceptional. It's a lot more believable to see a 100-degree reading in Nebraska than other states. But we do have not just one National Weather Service talking about it. There are others as well. So we anxiously await to see what this upcoming air mass will bring. Air mass number 1, the wave of warmth. Number 1, Thursday through Sunday, there's consistency, a lot of consistency that it will be warm, nothing record-breaking, very warm with temperatures mid-80s, possibly 90 degrees, especially in the lower dew point areas such as St. Louis, Missouri, perhaps Indiana as well. Chicago will likely stay under 90 degrees due to recent floods. Wave number 2, Monday through Wednesday. Some locations maybe Thursday. Some locations maybe won't even make it to Wednesday. Wave number 2 is the wild card. That's a question mark. A big machlokus between the GFS model and the European computer model. But both models indicate well above normal temperatures. We're going to go with the European computer model, which shows a continuation of high temperatures right around 90 degrees. And that time around, probably even for the Chicago area, we'll probably squeeze a 90-degree reading out of this. The GFS model just shows temperatures going into the upper 90s for St. Louis, Missouri, 99 degrees. And just really intense stuff. The European computer model does show that happening in Nebraska on Sunday. So really all the GFS model is doing is bringing the heat in Nebraska on Sunday, which even the European computer model agrees to a large extent, mostly mid-90s, but a couple of upper 90s. And the GFS model brings that heat into the mid-Mississippi Valley for Monday. The European computer model doesn't. So that needs more analyzation. Anyways, thank you for listening. I wish everyone a wonderful week and enjoy our upcoming weather.